Hello viewers, happy Christmas in advance. So today I just want to show you how you can include CSS link in your project. That is, if you want to connect to external CSS, I just want to show you how you can include it in all your files. So listen and pay attention. So if you have your CSS folder like this, CSS folder in your project, and your file is like this, your file is like this, style dot css, which is the file for CSS, but this is the folder where you put this your file here. So if you want to include link to connect to this external CSS, you know we have three types of CSS. We have inline CSS, we have internal CSS, we have external CSS. The other day we talked about the other two types of CSS, but we did not touch this external CSS. So today what we are going to discuss is how to include link in your project to connect to your external CSS, because your external CSS is expected to be in different folder. It's not supposed to be in different page with your other files, because you want to push it to another file. So if you want it to be inside this folder, I'm going to give you a link on how to connect to that external CSS. So now, if you have your file inside this folder, because this is folder, why this is file, okay? This is folder, why this is file. So if you want to connect external link, probably if you have index, if you have a project, if you have file called index, and you want to start index page, and then you have to connect external CSS to that your index file. Let me show you how to include the link. So you go to your head, your project head. Should I call it project head, or should I call it index head? Your head in the index where you include other links. You say link, okay, ray equal to, okay, then you say double quote mark, then you say style sheet, which is cascading style sheet, okay, then you say style sheet, you close the double quote mark like this, then you say hyper reference is equal to again. Then this time around, if your this thing is inside this folder here, you are going to call this folder, then you say double quote mark again, you say CSS, which is this folder, then you say slash forward slash style.css, style.css, then you close the double quote mark, and then you close your link. Now let me explain to you. You say link to this thing, because you have to include this link in each of the pages where you want to style the CSS, okay? If you want to style it in about, you have to include this link to connect the CSS, so that any style you apply in this CSS file, it will take effect inside that page where you are included this link. But a lot of people always face these challenges while coding or while building their projects. They don't know how to include this and this. If you have your project folder here, your folder, project folder here, project folder here, folder, and this your CSS, this your style.css is directly inside this root folder. You don't need to include this one again. You don't need to include it. You will remove this one because you are linking to this page. This is the page, this is folder. That is where the confusion came in. Okay, so if you include this supposed to be a folder. That means this CSS should be inside this project folder here. This folder here should be another folder inside this project folder here. Okay, then your CSS will now be inside this folder if you have to include this CSS. But if you just want to build a simple site, you don't need to include folder. You have to just include your CSS file inside this folder, and you won't be needing this CSS. I hope you get it clear now. Thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe for more like this. We need to be solving some problems that we face every day instead of spending much of our time debugging. There are a lot of problems that we need to be solving with this kind of video. So you have to subscribe, or I'm pleading with you to subscribe so that you will see more of this kind of debugging. Thank you, and Merry Christmas. Remember to eat well and remember to stay safe. If you are watching from Nigeria, please stay safe. If you don't have any reason to travel, stay where you are. If you have any reason to travel, please stay safe, and may God and Jesus Christ guide you through and through. You come back in peace.